Welcome to Vet Ranch. I'm Dr. Matt. This little puppy is named Crest. He is a homeless dog, and he was scheduled to be euthanized because he has some major issues. Right now he looks pretty normal, but you'll notice when I set him down, he kind of walks like a little kangaroo. This front right leg he can't use at all, and he's not going to be able to. There's no muscles in it. It's all kind of curled up. His front left leg, he does use a little bit, but not very much. It seems painful to him. So I'm not real sure what's going on. I don't know if this has been like this his whole life or if this is something new, but we are going to take an x-ray of his front left leg just to see. It looks like his elbow is a little swollen and turned at a weird angle. So I'm going to see if it's dislocated, if it's fractured, if there's anything we can do for him. He may always just kind of have to be like this, and he seems to get around pretty well just on his back legs. He's like a little meerkat. But one thing he does need is he needs to be neutered, so we're going to do that today as well. And while he's under, we'll go ahead and snap an x-ray of that front left leg. This was the elbow that was in question on his front left. It was just a little swollen there, and he kind of held it at a weird angle. So I can't really feel anything. I mean, it feels swollen, but we took an x-ray. This is a break in the ulna. This is the radius here in the front. This is the ulna in the back. Radius ends there, and the humerus starts there. The ulna is supposed to go from here to here, but you can see there's a really big break there, and that is a very old injury by the looks of it because it's already kind of eaten away. So that's going to be a pretty hard thing to fix. I'm going to send this x-ray to a surgeon and see what he thinks we should do. While he was out though, I started manipulating that other leg just to see if I could figure out what was wrong with it, and I found out what was wrong with it as soon as I did this. You can imagine a leg is not supposed to bend like that. At the humerus, I can feel that it's broken. Here is his right humerus. The scapula comes down here, humerus starts here, goes down to here, and then it's broken, and it starts again right here, coming down to the elbow joint. And it looks very old. It's all eaten away. That is a very old injury, which is why he wasn't painful when we were touching him there. And another bad thing that we also found, we saw some blood in his mouth once he was under anesthesia, and I started looking around. It's on the other side. He has a broken jaw as well. His lower jaw right here is broken. You can see it kind of wiggling there. That's not good. The mandible on the right side is solid, but that mandible on the left side is totally broken. So, and it's also an old injury. I'm sure it's from whenever these things happened, and he just hasn't had any care for, who knows, months and months and months and months. So it's, a lot of the bone is eaten away. We took an x-ray of that as well. And it's kind of hard to see on skulls, but this is that mandible coming down. You can see there's a big hole here where the bone is really thin and really eaten away, and then it continues right here with that big canine tooth. So I'm going to go in today, and we're going to not worry about his neuter at all. We'll do that later. I'm going to try to fix this jaw. We're actually going to worry about the legs later too. Today I'm just going to try to fix that jaw. That's the most important thing. So I had to kind of improvise because there was tons of bone loss in here. This is going to be really hard for you guys to see, but I have one wire back here going from the top of the mandible that's connected into his head here down to the very bottom part of the mandible that's broken right here. And then I have another one that goes from here to a little more forward on it. And then there was nothing else to tie to down here, so I ended up hooking another one around this canine tooth and back through here. So we have, even though it looks pretty weird, it is a very stable mandible now, which will allow this thing to heal, hopefully. It's a very old injury, so it's going to make it less likely that it will heal. But I scraped it. Hopefully I can kind of initiate some new bone growth. We'll just have to wait and see. But he'll probably have this wire in his mouth for at least 4 weeks, and then we'll probably take some x-rays and see if he's done any bone growth in there. Here are our wires. We have one going there, and then the loop coming down here around that canine tooth. So hopefully that is enough to solidify that mandible so he can actually heal now. I sent the x-rays to a surgeon, and he said we need to splint it. So I've tried my best to splint this thing, but this is a really hard area to splint. Anyway, we're gonna leave this on and just see how he does over the next couple of days. We have Crest under anesthesia, getting ready for a neuter. After we splinted that leg, he got that splint off in no time. So I'm gonna do it today while he's under anesthesia and hopefully wrap it up well enough that he won't get it off as soon as I put it on there. With that splint in there, and hopefully that'll help keep it stiff and straight and allow it to heal. and we'll see if it stays on him this time. It's been about 30 minutes since surgery, and he still has his little splint on, which is better than last time, so all's good. We have Crest back. It's been probably 6 weeks since we x-rayed him last. I x-rayed him just now. This bone is not showing a whole lot of signs of regrowing. His jaw looks a little better and it feels pretty secure. So anyway, we're keeping him in a splint. We're just gonna see. When they have those old breaks, they also heal very slowly, so it may just take 6 months for this thing to heal up. We're just giving it a little more time, but he's doing well. It's been a couple months since we worked on Crest. His leg, I don't think it's going to heal much more than it has already, so I think that's about as good as it's going to get. He does use it more than he used to, but he's so used to walking on his back legs that he still likes to walk around on his back legs a lot. We're going to go ahead and take the wire out of his jaw today, and then he will be going to hopefully be adopted. They're fairly easy to get to, but pulling them out sometimes is a different story. Oh, that was pretty easy actually. One more down here. Yeah. Wow, piece of cake. That was the easiest wires I've ever taken out. So excuse the blood, kind of gross looking, but I just want to show you how solid this thing is. I don't know that you guys are going to be able to tell, but it is solid like a regular mandible should be. So we have totally fixed this, which I was pretty worried since he was missing so much bone in here, but just putting those wires on there gave it enough time to strengthen and regrow some bone and some strength in there, so that is awesome.